Hi everyone, and welcome to our next STEAM Saturday virtual STEAM class with the Callander Public Library. As you can see, I'm still filming from home, so we're keeping our safe social distancing. As a quick housekeeping reminder, we have lots and lots of resources available for you on our website for kids, teens, and adults. So in case you're getting a little stir crazy or need a little help with something, make sure you check out our resources for physical distancing page on our website. We've got lots available there for you. And there's also a few more STEAM Saturday classes below this, so if you're having fun, go ahead and check those out. So today we are going to be exploring some chemical reactions. So this one has some ingredients that you probably have at home. So I have a container to keep my mess in. I have a lemon, got some dish soap, some food coloring, and some baking soda. So some of you might already have some guesses as to what we're going to be doing today. So today we're going to be exploring the chemical reaction that happens when we mix acids and bases together. So chemistry is basically just the study of what happens when two different things interact with each other and what is produced when that happens. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So we are going to be making a lemon volcano, and it's going to be super, super fun. This is a good one that we have done at the library before, so I'm sure some of you might be familiar with this. So the first thing we need to do is you're probably going to need some parental help for this part. But what we're going to do is we're going to cut off just the bottom part of our lemon to make us a nice flat surface. Okay, and then we're going to cut our lemon again in about 2/3, because we want to leave most of the lemon together, but we want to have this little bit remaining as well. Okay, so now that you've done that, make sure you get an adult for that part, or pretend to be an adult yourself. We're going to put it in our bin. So as you can see, it's sitting nice and flat in the bin now. Okay, so it's not going to make a huge mess, but if you're a little bit worried about the mess, you're welcome to try this one outside too. As you can tell, it's sort of a dreary day here, so I'm going to be doing it inside. All right, so the first step we need to do, now that we have our lemon exposed like this, is we need to mash it up a little bit. So I'm just going to use the end of a spoon. I'm just going to smush it up a little bit, just to sort of get the juices going. So try to keep the juices in your little lemon cup that you've made here. But you want to smush it up a little bit to sort of let out some of the juices so they're not all trapped within the little rind of the lemon. If you like lemons, this is a good chance to test it out. It's good. All right, so now that we've got our lemon juice all juiced up like this is actually citric acid. So inside, as you can hear in the name, citrus. So inside most citruses, especially lemons, there's citric acid. And citric acid is on the acid side of the pH scale. So check below the video where I have a pH scale listed so you can see what that means. So basically, it just tells you where on the scale between acidic and basic something falls. So the lemon is almost all the way to the far end of the acid side of the scale. And baking soda is almost the opposite end of the basic scale. So they're on opposite sides of the scale. So when we put them together, we get a reaction. So the citric acid in the lemon and the baking soda are going to create something new together. That's what's really cool about chemistry, is it creates something new. So before we start mixing things together though, we're going to make it a little bit more fun. And the way to do this is we're going to add some food coloring to our lemon. So you can add whatever colors you like. You can use little food dye drops like this. You can use pasted food coloring. You can even use liquid watercolor if that's all you have handy at home. I'm going to put a couple drops of blue and a drop of red, and see if it'll come out purple, because red and blue together makes purple. Purple is my favorite color. All right, so now we've got some food coloring in there. The food coloring is not part of the chemical reaction, but it does make it a little bit more interesting to see, which is kind of fun. And then we need a bit of dish soap. Now again, the dish soap is not part of the chemical reaction between the lemon and the baking soda, but it makes it a little bit easier to see the reaction, and I'll explain that part once we can see it. So I put just a little drizzle of food coloring on there. Okay, I'm going to give it a little mixy mix, but don't go too crazy. Just make sure it's all up in your little lemon there. Okay. Watch your hands. If you have food coloring on them, that's fine. Just make sure you then don't touch your white shirt. Good planning. All right. So this is going to be the fun part. So the citric acid in the lemon and the baking soda are going to mix together to make something new. So if you haven't seen this reaction before, I'd love for you to make some predictions on what you think is going to happen and tell the person you're with what you think is going to happen when I put these two things together. Okay? So I'm going to take just a little bit of baking soda and I'm going to sprinkle it on my lemon. And it's kind of slow, but hopefully you can see that my lemon is starting to fizz up. And you can smush it around a little bit to get some extra reaction. Or this bit of lemon we saved from earlier, if you squeeze that on top, it'll help speed up the reaction. Look at that. Isn't that fun? So this is a chemical reaction. What we're creating here is the citric acid and the baking soda are combining together to make something new. All chemical reactions create something new and are irreversible, so we can't undo what we've just done to this lemon. But what it's making, one of the important components it's making right now is carbon dioxide, which is what we breathe out, which is why you can see these little air bubbles here. These little air bubbles are little bubbles of carbon dioxide, which is why when we added the dish soap, it helps us see it because it makes the bubbles big, so we can see a little bit more. And once your reaction has gone, you can actually keep forcing a reaction by adding more components. So we can either add more lemon juice, like I already did, or you can add more baking soda to our reaction. And you can keep doing this until it stops reacting. So usually it's quite a lot of fun. And go ahead and play with it and squish it around a little bit. So this is the fun part for sure. So let's add a little bit more lemon now and see if I can get some more bubbles. Yeah. And look, that's fun. And look at the bubbles are going out. Ooh, here it goes again. So this is the really fun part. And this is where you can experiment a little bit too. How much lemon juice should you add? How much baking soda can you add? What if you do it with more than one lemon? Would you want to try it with a different citrus fruit? So that could be fun if you have some oranges lying around or grapefruits. It would be really interesting to see which ones react the most. And this is perfectly safe, so if you want to play around with your hands, you absolutely can. It's totally fine. Check this out. Super fun. So you can play with this for quite a while. You can add more of anything else, add more of your ingredients, and see what you can make happen, which is the really cool part. And you've created your very own chemical reaction, which is super fun. And you can do it at home with something that's totally safe. And I'll give you another little tip. You can actually make fizzy lemonade in the summer when you feel like making lemonade. You make lemonade like normal, and then you can add some baking soda to it to make it fizzy and awesome looking. And that's actually perfectly safe to drink. Just don't add too much or you'll be able to taste it. But you can have a lot of fun playing with your lemon volcano and seeing what else you can create. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this STEAM class and exploring a little bit of making a mess. Making a mess is always fun. We always have a lot of fun with that at the library, so we hope you're able to have some fun with it at home. Just try to keep it contained so that we don't drive your parents a little bit crazy. We're looking forward to seeing you at the library again when we can, but in the meantime, please keep an eye on our resources. We're always trying to connect with you, and we'll remain open, doing fun things online for as long as we can during this closure. And also make sure to check out some of the questions and activities below this video to have some more fun with our STEAM class. Thank you. Bye.